What's up, guys? I'm Clint Coulter. Today I'm going to do a review on middle school aged hitters from about fourth grade all the way up going into their freshman year of high school. I want you guys to find a kid that's kind of similar to you and try to apply what I'm telling him and some of the drills I tell him to do into your game. But also watch all the videos. There's so many times in my career where I talked to a guy who was nothing like me. He could be a switch hitting leadoff guy, and I'm a middle of the order power guy, and he tells me something and it clicks. There's a huge misconception that you got to go in and just crush the cage and do a ton of work. And I think equally as important is just communication. Stay late with the guys and talk just hitting. Talk how the game went. Talk about how you can improve. And, always there's something to learn from everybody. And coronavirus is a really good time to look at video and really dissect your swing and try new things. And you're always making adjustments. You're always working, and there's different levels. And don't think that you're behind. It's about the long game and the long process. And my brother's a really good example of that. At the end of this video, I'll post some pictures of him of his freshman year of high school. He was about 5'8", 125 pounds, and bone skinny, not the athletic, size 13 shoe, pretty awkward athlete. And he developed into a collegiate hitter and hit over 300 and, had a really impressive, he's 6'3", 210 pounds in college. So you guys will be pretty impressed by that, but let me know what you think. Be thinking of some questions that you guys can ask me and how I can improve on these videos, and we'll be doing more in the future. So let's get into the first video. Thanks. So our first guy we got here is, I'm going to try to pronounce it, Benecaise. I think it's Ben Casey, maybe, 06. And the first drill I thought for this dude is a good walkthrough drill. So walkthrough drill, you're gonna start behind the tee, you're gonna come here, and you're working on stopping your momentum while also coming forward aggressively. So you're here, come forward, and stopping your momentum through your swing. Look at that. Looking at my notes here. And an important thing for that drill too is you have to stay inside the ball. It's gonna be really easy to get all your momentum going forward and then spin. What you're really going to want to try and focus on is coming here and staying inside and throwing your hands that way, while also coming off your backside and hard against your front side. Another thing for this dude is I want him to work on loading his back half first. So a lot of young dudes, you'll see them here and they'll almost load twice. It'll be here, load, forward, or time twice. So instead of being ready to go and all you got to do is come forward, they'd be here, there, forward. So what you don't want to do is really visually see the load. To the viewer, the load should almost be done without moving. So you're here, and I'm kind of middle now, and I've just transferred to my backside. So it's just a little bit right there. There to forward, instead of there to forward. Yeah, this dude's got a really compact, powerful swing. I just want him to work on coming forward more aggressively because he kind of was getting stuck on his backside. So you see him almost late to the party as far as his swing goes because he's nice and smooth and early, the pitch, and then the pitch is on him and he just has to turn and burn. So if he can, and that's a factor of him having to time twice. So he's having to time perfect here and perfect forward instead of being ready to go, bam. And so I think that's going to help him big time if he can just get ready, then come forward aggressively. Boom, for the swing. Yeah, and as you grow, your swing's going to change, The stronger you get, you might start to come forward more aggressively and then back it down. So this is something right now that's going to be a good fix, but as you grow bigger and stronger, you gotta, you might have to do a drill that takes you backwards, back to how you used to hit, and you're always making adjustments. So let's check out this next guy. So this next guy here is Little Martin, LITLMARTIN, at Little Martin. And first thing I thought of this dude was King Griffey, and also Judge, I'd be curious to see if this dude has always hit like this or if he's been working on this, because this is a pretty unique swing and advanced. It's a pretty advanced approach for a young guy. So this dude sets up on his backside really, really well, and he's very simple swing, and he turns and burns. Really good. The biggest thing for this dude is get stronger, because that's going to help you slow your momentum down and just be in more control of everything. So a lot of this dude, he just needs to grow and get bigger. And one thing I'd say, if you watch, Ichiro did it, King Griffey Jr. did a lot, they'd get in their stance and they turn their head really tight against their shoulder. That's so they can get both eyes on the ball. You gotta be careful as a hitter, getting in here, and especially when you load, twisting where you only got one eye on the ball. The more you twist, the easier it is to get rotational and start spinning, but also the more you twist, the harder it is to see. So I try squaring up your shoulders a little more and loading under your armpit, not too far behind your body, but also when you get in the box, get your chest kind of turned to start and your head, and then load into your swing. Don't just hop in there, square shoulders, and then start turning. Yeah, this guy's got a great coil. So he's a righty. I was just showing you Griffey. He's got a really good coil. So what I was talking about earlier with the other guy about coiling, that's what you don't really see. So if you look really closely, you can see him start to coil while the person in front of him's flipping or throwing the ball. He's here, and you see him start to sink and coil because the guy, maybe he was taking longer than he thought, so that was part of his timing mechanism. So instead of just going here into a swing, you see him going like this, and he's coiling, and ready to explode. Instead of your timing telling you to go, oh, it's time to load, and doing that, and then him being slower than you're ready for, and then you go, oh, and your timing's all messed up. So you're here, coil, and come forward. This is a really good swing for a young dude. I think the biggest thing for him is just grow and get stronger, and as your body changes, you'll have more adjustments to make. But right now, stick with what you're doing. And also, if you're going to stand really upright, it's good that you don't come forward a ton. If you're standing more upright, you're going to have to bring your foot down and swing here. Because if you're a little wider, you got room to come forward with your hands. So you're here, you got room. When you're more upright here, if you were to come forward that far, you'd run out of room. You're here, come forward a little more aggressive. So let's go to this next guy. So this is Cash DeLanda here, at Cash DeLanda 24. This guy was really similar to me as a kid. I had really up and down bat path, or the starting point, and I would preload my left leg as my timing, so I was almost loading twice and coming back like I was talking to earlier too. So I'd get here, then I'd kind of drift to center and then swing. This can make you really susceptible for breaking ball pitches. So instead of being cocked here, recognizing a breaking and kind of leaking on your backside, you're center, so you're timing back, and then you're coming forward. And what Cash is doing too is he's coming out of his legs. So that's going to move your eyes too and your bat path. So instead of being on plane here, you get to here, you come out of your legs. That's where you see the swooping motion, him finishing a little bit high and out of the zone. And yeah, a lot of times too, when you have that wasted back movement back, you can get stuck really easy on your backside. And also, you can dive forward really easy too, because you're thinking in your head, all right, get back early and slow, early and slow, early and slow. And you got all this energy and momentum going backwards. The only way that you can get off your backside, which is the only way you can hit as a hitter, is to jump forward, because you're stuck back here. You're here, you're here, you're here. Oh, the pitch is coming. I got to get going. Like, you can't swing back here. You're stuck. You got to get off of it. You're with your weight. So you get there, you have to come off. So the easy thing for me is work on your coil and really squeezing your glute, your leg, and really digging into your backside here and coil back instead of visually move back. And this is something that took me 3-4 years into my pro career to even grasp the concept of. I just was always like, all right, slow and easy, slow and early. That's great, but if you're moving a great distance, it kind of is counterintuitive. So a good drill for this dude, and this will help him starting with his front shoulder too. His front shoulder's kind of flying, and that's a product of him coming out of his legs too. So is a top hand drill. So choke up pretty good size on a bat, because it's going to be pretty hard for a younger dude. And what you're going to do is hold your hand above the tee, and you're going to try to not move your hand above the tee, and that's going to keep you from that front shoulder flying open. So you're here, you're just going to take swings like this, off the tee. Just like that. And you can see how my shoulders are staying towards the camera. Right now, I bet you the first few swings Cash does, he's going to come here, and his shoulder's going to move. Hand's going to move, shoulder's going to move. So another thing you can do is have someone hold your hand over the tee so you can't move it. They're going to keep you from pulling back on it. So you're grabbing your friend's hand here, and you're nice and easy. It's going to teach you control too. You're going to control your path, creating a straight path. It's going to tell you if your arm's going to be coming around this way. You want to lead with your elbow inside the ball, just like that. So that's a good drill for Cash. And another good drill is bat between your legs. So you're going to put a bat between your legs like this, here. You can hold it, get two bats. So you have one between your legs, and I want you to squeeze that bat here, and I want you to feel your weight coming on your backside, and then transferring, because this is going to keep your backside from spinning off, because the bat's there to stop you. So you're keeping inside the baseball. You're here, inside the baseball, instead of around. So kind of the last example for Cash here is if you were a pitcher or you were throwing a baseball, when you land, you're going to come over your front side, obviously, but as a hitter, trying to think of it here, Cash is here. So I guess it's the timing of it. So as a pitcher or a hitter or a thrower, you're putting your weight on your backside, you're here, and you're throwing. As a hitter, you don't want to get your foot down and completely stop your momentum. So you're not going down, but then that's why he's coming out of his legs, because he's having to get it started from zero. Like you kind of want to get it all ready to go, make a decision, and then release it. You don't want to get it ready to go, stop it completely, and now you're dead. You lost your separation. So this whippy separation, you had to let it go. You went like this, you lost it, now your hands are casted, and you got nothing left in your swing. So some stuff to work on there with Cash. All right, this guy here, this guy's got the funniest Twitter handle for sure. This is Big Cat Hump 25. I believe this is the 10-year-old. Really nice swing for a young dude. But remind me of a young Anthony Rizzo for sure. He's got the narrow stance, really good whippy path. One thing I could tell this dude was slipping around a lot. His feet, huge key for everyone is always have pine tar. One of the biggest things baseball that people don't do is they don't have pine tar. Your whole team needs it. It's really important. So many times I look back at my career, it's like, man, I didn't even have good grip on the bat. That's why I didn't have very good bat control. It's a huge factor. And then also cleats. Make sure you got cleats on. I remember hitting the gym floor in high school and, growing up, slipping around. You're kind of wasting your reps because you're not in control. You're slipping through your swing. So always make sure you got spikes on or good grounding. Because, it starts with your feet. Then if you don't got pine tar, it ends with your hands. So if one of those are messed up, you're going to have a hard time. Okay, so for this guy, I wrote down boxer punch. So if you're a boxer and you're going to throw a punch, this punch right here where you're here and you turn like this isn't going to be as strong as if you're here and you punch through this dude. So sometimes with hitters you get caught late where you're loading and the ball gets on you so quick and you just got to turn. It's a lot better if you can time it a little bit earlier, get your timing down so you can come through the ball with your backside and against your backside. So it's here, there, not here, whoops, and then you're there. So I'll throw down separation with legs and hands. So a lot of times, especially with young dudes, is everything will kind of go together. So you'll be here, and you'll load back together, start your swing together. So your legs, your hands, and everything is going together. So you're going here, here. There has to be a separation from your lower half and your upper half if you want to be able to recognize once you get older off-speed pitches. BP, it's hard to recognize because, or it's hard to notice a negative difference because it's the same speed every time, and you can time it and release it the exact same. But on a breaking ball, if you're here and he throws a breaking ball and it's all going together, you lost everything. But if you're here, he throws a breaking ball and you still got this separation and you're kind of leaking, but you haven't let go with your hands because you're leading with your elbow and your legs, then it can all still come together and you can crush that breaking ball. So you got to get the separation. And let me see what I wrote down for a good drill. So a good drill for that with separation is a bucket lid drill. So what you're going to do is take a bucket lid off just a bucket of balls, and you're going to take it and you're going to throw it like you're a shortstop. So you know how a shortstop fields the ball for a double play and slings it to second? You're going to take that same approach with that bucket lid. You're going to create space here. And I'll explain that with this last dude, that you want to have space here. And you want to throw that bucket lid to second base. So you're staying inside the ball while also leading with your arm. So you're here, you're throwing this, and then following through. Like that. So you're loading, and you're filling that separation with the bucket lid, whipping it. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the whip. That's what you're trying to find. Instead of going like this, all together and kind of pushing it through, you're going to come here, separate, and whip it through. Like that. And another thing is push through your back heel. Don't push around your back heel. So with him, he was even starting his swing a little bit before his front foot landed. So you got to wait until your front foot's landed, because that's when you make your decision. That's decision time. So you're here, it's landed. Now you're deciding if it's a good pitch. And you can still check swing at this point. Nope, check swing. You're here. Okay, it's a good pitch to hit. You're starting with your lower half, then your elbow, then your hand. Instead of here, turning with your lower half, your hands, and your elbow at the same time, you're going to be coming off the ball. So here, keep that back foot grounded and push through. And a good drill for this too is a step back drill. So you're going to be here, step back, and come through. You can even move your feet like I did. So you're here, there. So work on your direction coming through the ball that way. Instead of here, spin, you're getting here and coming forward inside with your legs. This way, not this way. So not that way. Come in this way, that way. That was good direction. Hit the table. All right. Now let's see our last guy. So this is SC Lightning 2015. This is a really, really good swing for a young dude. Really compact and powerful. One thing that me and him both share too is really tight with our setup in our right hand. So if you get too tight in here, one, it's going to prevent very good separation, but two, you're going to be really steep to the ball. So what I mean by steep is instead of leading with your back elbow, getting a ton of lag and getting on plane early, it's going to be harder for you because you're going to be steep to the ball. So you're going to get on plane late. Instead of getting it back here on plane, you're going to get on plane, early, super early. Or no, it's late in the path. So late in the path, so this would be early. This is late in the path. And that's going to make it really hard to get good direction out through the ball. So what I wrote down for him to try is keep your, obviously spacing in between here, but also his back elbow, when you get it too cram pointing down or towards the catcher, that's how you get too tied up. But if you can get it face towards almost the on-deck circle behind you, towards his head kinda, you're gonna be in a better position to hit. And if it's down here and tight, you can have it back, pointed back here, and that's gonna give you space to clear this elbow. But if you already got it pointed and in here tight, it's gonna be hard to clear it. The other thing I wrote down for This guy is stay in your legs. And part of that is a factor of he's so tight in here that to get more power, he's having to come out of his legs and really use them. So what I mean by staying in your legs is get in here, and while you start to swing, don't come out of your legs. So maybe widen your stance a little bit. That's what I do, especially when I'm coming around the ball and coming out of my legs. So when you see me taking swings like this, where I'm I'm around the ball that way, I'll widen my stance a little bit, get a little more athletic, and really try to get against that front side to stay through it. And this guy, if you watch this video up in the corner, he does a really good job of keeping his head on the ball and letting his body force his head out of the way. So he's here, swinging, 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 swinging. His head's still on the ball, swinging. And the only thing that makes his head move is his body moves his head. A lot of guys, you'll see them go like this. They're here, here, here. And while the barrel moves, their head moves. So it's really good to keep that head on the ball. Don't want to force it down, but let that body move your head. Don't move it before you've made contact. Look at that. Yeah, that's the last thing I have. Just have fun. And I bet you this dude rakes really well. And I wrote down too, what's it, 70-80% of pitches are outside. So if you're coming out of your legs, that's pulling you away from the outside pitch. A lot of times with the outside pitch, you gotta bend your legs. You gotta go like this and go down and get that pitch to stay through it. So if you're having a hard time with outside pitches, look to see if you're coming out of your legs a little bit, because that, or you're not coming out of your legs, try going down into them a little bit, reaching out and getting that outside pitch so you can stay through it. But yeah, good job, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and just keep working. As your bodies grow, you're gonna have to keep making adjustments, and I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' swings in the future. But I was really impressed with you guys. You guys are looking really good. So we'll see you next time. Hey guys, just got done sweating, about 95 degrees down here in Arizona. But I think that was the best way to explain, in live action, how I wanted you guys to see the drills and stuff. So I hope it was pretty beneficial, and I got some ideas in the future of some videos that are going to help you guys, and also reviewing some older guys. So check out those videos, and bear with me because I'm actually in class at Arizona State right now taking calculus. So with training and school and everything, I'm pretty busy and doing all this on my own. So I appreciate you guys sending the videos and ask me questions on social media or email me or, in the comments here. So if you guys got any questions on the remarks or any things you guys want to talk about, let me know. I'll put on the screen here a before and after of my brother too. I said I'd do that of his freshman year in high school compared to his freshman year in college. So I'll put that at the end of this video or right here on the screen if I can. But yeah, you guys see with hard work, if you guys stay focused, you can do really good stuff. He ended up hitting over 300 his freshman year too. So pretty cool stuff. Check out the new videos I'm doing, and we'll see you guys next time.